Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this quick video tutorial, I'm going to share with you this corner flip card featuring the Evergreen Elegance bundle. The Evergreen Elegance bundle is a punch bundle, and this is a perfect classic Christmas set. And I love the evergreen border punch that comes with it. So we're going to use both of these on today's card project. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with a piece of evening evergreen cardstock that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And on my paper trimmer, I've actually added a piece of Post-it tape right along here because since this cardstock is dark, it's really hard to see the measurements here on the cutting arm, and we're going to need to see those for this project. So again, I just took Post-it tape. This is about 1 inch wide, so I just ripped off about a 6-inch piece and then cut it in half and just stuck it right here on the back, and that lets me see those measurements here on the cutting arm. So along the 8.5 inch side, we're going to line up this left edge at 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and score this. This is just scoring the cardstock in half for the main fold. And then I'm going to slide this to the right and line up that left edge at 3 inches. Now this time we're going to cut, so I'm going to move my scoring blade out of the way. And then I'm going to bring my cutting tool, and I've got my thumb sitting under here so that this cutting arm is not all the way down. That gives me some space to slide this up. And I'm going to line this up at 2.5 inches. I'm going to show you that right there in the camera. So 2.5 inches is where we've lined up. There are marks on that cutting tool to allow you to get that lined up right where you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down from 2.5 down to 4 7/8 and stop. I'm going to open the cutting arm. I'm going to turn this 1/4 of a turn clockwise. Again, lining up that left edge at 3 inches. And then I'm going to line up the cutting tool at 3 inches, and we're going to cut from 3 inches up to 5/8 of an inch. That is just 1/8 of an inch before 1/2 inch, and I'm going to stop right there. So what we've done now is we have cut this little right angle cut here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. Turning this back into landscape, I'm going to fold on that center score line and burnish. And then we've got this cut here that we created, and we are actually going to flip this. So this bottom left corner, I'm going to flip back, and then we're going to flip it forward like so. Okay, so flipping it back and around, we're doing that corner flip there. And then I'm just making sure that this is lined up parallel to that center score line. And then I'm going to come in and burnish right there on this section here. And that is how you create that corner flip. This is what it looks like on the back. Really cool. I love the mechanism of this, adding that cut and then doing that corner flip. Such a cool looking card. Now to keep that piece down, I'm just going to take some liquid glue and add the glue just right along the edge here. So sort of from the diagonal line to the diagonal line, and then I can fold this down and adhere that into place. Burnish as needed. And that is ready to go. So the next piece we're going to work with is the inside piece that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping on this piece first. In Evening Evergreen, I'm going to stamp this evergreen tree in the lower left corner. Love the looks of that. And then using Cherry Cobbler, I'm going to stamp the sentiment, "May the beauty of the season bring you joy and warm memories to cherish throughout the year." Like so. We're going to go ahead and adhere that on the inside. All right, now for the outside, I've got a piece of basic white that measures 2.5 by 2.5. We're going to do a little bit of stamping on this piece. We're going to use the Evergreen Bow from the Evergreen Elegance stamp set, and I'm going to stamp one along the top and one along the bottom. Now I've got the grid paper underneath because this is going to go just over the edges of that. And then using the Banner's Pick-a-Punch, I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that measures just under 3/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to feed that into the Banner's Pick-a-Punch right there in the 3/4 inch channel and punch to do some great banner ends here, just like that. And we're going to stamp the sentiment "Merry Christmas" in Cherry Cobbler on the banner piece. Okay, next we're going to adhere the Cherry Cobbler piece to the basic white piece. And then to add a little bit of interest to this piece, we're going to create a faux bow with this piece. And I'm just going to grab a ruler and I'm going to make a little mark at 1 inch and 1.5 inches. Those are just going to be some center points. I'm going to come in with 1/8 of an inch hole punch and punch 2 holes, like so. I got a 6-inch piece of the cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, and I'm going to feed both ends through the front of this piece, so through the hole punches. So both ends are now to the back, and then I'm going to crisscross and bring the ends back through to the front. So go from the left side to the right side and pull that through to the front, and then the right side to the left side and pull that through to the front. And then you've got a bit of a faux bow here, so you've got that fake knot there, and then I can just come in and trim the ends here. And that just gives a really nice finished look here on this piece. I'm going to layer 5 dimensionals on the back. And then we can center this piece here in the square that we created, that corner flip. Got our sentiment banner piece here, and I'm just going to run a bead of glue right along the center between those 2 bows that we stamped. And then I can lay that over there and just centering it from left to right. And then the final touch is to use the Evergreen border punch, and I've cut a strip of the brushed metallic 12 by 12 specialty paper. This measures 1 1/4 by 6, and I'm going to feed this into the punch here, but I'm going to flip it over and start it from, I'm going to put the edge of the paper right there, so you can see the edge going right to the left edge of the punch to start this piece. Like so, and then I can just slide this down, lining up those trees in the silver paint that's on the punch. You can see that. Let me bring it up closer. We're just lining those up right there in the paint, and that lets me know that that's the place to do the next punch. And then I'm just going to slide it down one more time, lining up those trees and punching. And then we've got a really cool evergreen border piece there. And I'm just going to adhere this sort of in the center here, and we're going to trim off any excess. So I'm just centering it here. I'm not going to put adhesive on the 2 trees on either end. I'm going to flip this over and then apply liquid glue. Then we'll just slide that into place. You can flip it over and press from the back. Then I'm just going to take my paper snips here and just trim off the excess. And there we have our corner flip card featuring the Evergreen Elegance bundle. You may have noticed a slight difference in the gold piece that I used on this, so I actually ran out of this. This is the gold and rose gold 6x6 specialty paper. It's got a really beautiful texture to it, but I ran out of it, so I wanted to show you the brushed metallic 12 by 12 paper here as well. It's just as beautiful, and I love that pop of gold with that border of evergreen trees on this quick and easy corner flip card. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description, and I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements and details. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects to inspire you. And if you don't want to miss a thing, you can subscribe to receive blog updates via email, and you'll receive an email each time I publish a new post. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is the ultimate bundle, and it's a great way to fulfill your wish list for less. You can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join, and I'd love to welcome you to my team of Paper Pixies in the Stampin' Up! Family. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like complimentary copies of our current catalogs, you can submit a catalog request at thepaperpixie.com/happymail. And if you give this corner flip fold a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.